together, adding miles up every day. J.J. Harris is traveling down the USA, reading our way across 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 the USA.
Good morning, Tigers! Miss Molina here with an update on reading our way across the USA. So, did we make it to Cape Canaveral? What's our next destination? Let's find out. Woohoo! We made it! We just barely reached our destination. As a school, we read 193 miles. We needed to go 237 miles. If you see a teacher, make sure that you say thank you. Without their reading miles, we wouldn't have gotten this far. So, now that we're here, let's learn all about Cape Canaveral, Florida. Cape Canaveral is located right over here on Florida's eastern coast. Cape Canaveral is best known as a launch site for NASA, the United States Space Program. It was chosen as the best location in the continental United States for launching rockets. It was chosen because it allows for launches out over the Atlantic Ocean, and it is closer to the equator than most other parts of the United States, which allows rockets to get an extra boost from the Earth's rotation. Cape Canaveral brings to mind rocket ships and moon launches, but it was named in 1513 by Ponce de Leon, who called it Cabo de Canaveral, which means Cape of Weeds in Spanish. A number of American space exploration firsts were launched from Cape Canaveral Air Force Station, including the first U.S. Earth satellite in 1958 and the first U.S. astronaut in 1961. Once you arrive in Cape Canaveral, the first thing you want to do is head to the Kennedy Space Center. First, you'll want to stop at the Apollo and Saturn V Center. At the center, it's impressive to stand underneath the actual gigantic Saturn V rocket and service and command modules for moon landings. You can also touch a real moon rock. From there, you'll move on to the shuttle launch experience. In this launch simulation, you'll feel like the astronauts when they take off in the space shuttle at 1,000 miles per hour. You'll have the sensation of G-forces, and once you reach orbit, you'll have a view of the Earth and stars. It's a very realistic experience for us without all the training it takes to become an astronaut. After that, you can head over to the Robot Garden, which is not a garden at all, but you can see the actual Mercury, Gemini, and Apollo rockets. Standing in the shadow of such giants, you can just imagine what it took to launch those rockets into space. Last but not least, you can head over to the Astronaut Encounter, where you can ask a real shuttle astronaut questions. How cool is that? Well, that's all for this week. Remember to read, read, read. Tell your friends we can't do it without them. Next week we're headed to Alabama. We'll need to travel 547 miles to get there by next Monday. I know you can do it. And remember, you can check out where we've been and where we are now right outside the library. See you next week.